Now I've got a piece of 1¼ by 1/4 here that I'm going to use for the scroll because that's what I've got. The first thing I'm going to do is take this down to a taper on the end. So I just will get that scroll form out of my way. I can leave the C-clamp there. Hang that on there just like that. So once again we'll get to the point. Try to keep that knocked down to the 1/4 inch thickness that it started out. Well, that one's pretty much done, and the length of it is just about exactly from the point of the horn down to the starting edge of that hardy. I want to remember that to the other end. And just like that, we're magically the right length. Little extreme close-up here. That's what I was going for. Now, just like a while ago, we'll start this scroll. Off the handle. Actually, need to start it a little bit more. That should do it. Now we'll get more of it hot here. Keep that hammer handy in case we need to tap it up against the scroll form. And just a little bit too long. Fit in there like that. Just walk it around as much as you got heat, and probably won't need to hold it anymore. Probably it wouldn't hurt none for me to get an estimate on halfway up that bar. Well, we can just go from where the taper starts to where the taper starts. Yeah, that's 20, it's going to be 14 right there is the middle. We'll mark that transition point with a center punch, just in case we need to find it when it's hot. Instead of fighting with that wall, which I figured I couldn't move right now, I went ahead and moved my anvil back out of the way a little bit. Which evidently I did not get on a very even section of gravel. Now I need to straighten that out a little bit. Get it back in the center. May not do any good. Do a little wire brushing on the inside of this now, because I'm not going to be able to get to it later. And right there is where I need that hammer. Started leaving the form a little bit right there. If you have a scroll form, you spend a lot more time heating the steel up than you do bending. And we're about to the halfway spot. I'm just going to stop right there, as a matter of fact. I've got a little bit of a sharp bend in that. Right where we just finished up. Back in the center. Take some of that nasty scale off. Spot there. That looks better. Sometimes you just have to give up. So that's half the scroll. Now we'll work on the, so I've taken the liberty to set this out like it's going to end up. As you can see, that scroll come out just right where I wanted it. So I took the liberty of making some marks here. We want a rivet hole here and a rivet hole here. And I'm going to twist the bar from this line to this line and from this line to this line, and then a ½ inch off of that I put 2 more marks, put a hole through there and a hole through there, and that will be for the eyes to hook the sign to. So I've got that all marked off with some punch marks. I've got 2 punch marks where I want the twist to be, and single punch marks where I want the holes to be. So I need to punch a hole there and punch 3 holes there. So that's the next thing on the agenda. Now we'll start making the hooks. Put my measuring stick on there because I'm going to come back about 3 inches on this piece of 3/8 inch rod, which is about right there. Bend that down over the edge of the anvil. Then we'll take this And that's what I'm going for. Just a little eye hook. Yeah, well, go ahead and cut that off and make another one. Yeah, that one fits in just fine. Now, for this length here, for a rivet head, you want 1.5 times the thickness. The thickness is 3/8. Half of that is 3/16. 3/8 is 6/16. 6/16 and 3/16 is 9/16. So I want 9/16 of an inch of stock up above that to create my rivet head. And I'm going to use the torch to heat this rivet up instead of using the forge, mostly because I can. So let's get out the measuring stick. That needs to be cut off right there. I'm going to use my torch. I'm going to use a small ball peen hammer to peen this over. So we'll see how it goes here. twist, I'm going to have to stand this one upright. And we've got just a little bit of a sideways bend going here. Straighten that out. Now then, it's time to punch that vertical piece. There we go. As you can see, that where that meets up with the vertical bar, it's still right in the center of where I had that mark before, and it lines up with that rivet hole. So we'll punch the hole in that vertical piece right there, and then we'll be ready to attach the scroll. Actually, we'll be able to rivet that first and then rivet in the scroll. So that's next on the list. Now, because that rivet is not going to have a head on it, or that tenon in this case, it does not need to be 9/16 of an inch, but I'm going to take it up there about 1/2 an inch. So I'll have plenty. Now, once again, because I can, I'm going to use my torch. I'm going to use a small hammer, light blows. I'm going to try to get the bottom of that rivet down inside there hot, the hottest anyway. I want it to swell up down inside there, seat real good in that hole. I do believe that that's set on there. Ain't moving anyway. We'll take a flat disc and some grinder. Just kind of smooth that off to where it matches up with that vertical bar pretty good. Now we'll rivet this side of the scroll. Now, what we need to do drill that out down here where that rivet goes in, rivet that on, and pretty much, except for finishing, a little wire brushing. I don't know if I'll paint this or clear coat it. This one will be headed off like a rivet. And with the exception of finishing, that is done. Put 4 holes in the place here on the ends. Put some lag bolts in. And there it is. I like that. The other one I made did not have 2 twists in it. It just had 1. I think the 2 twists kind of make it look better. So from BC, we'll call that one a wrap. Or, as they say across the pond, Bob's your uncle.